Back in 2023, Apollo scooters changed the game with the introduction of the Apollo Pro. It was one of the most tech-forward scooters released to date. The dot matrix display, the Mach controller, thumb throttle, also included the thumb regen button on the left, the light bar, so many things. It blew our minds. But in 2024, Apollo came out with a smaller scooter for the commuters, and it was the Apollo Go. But it had all the heart and soul that the Apollo Pro had, where some people calling this an Apollo Pro Mini. But that was great because it offered all the same features in a smaller body for everyday riding at a great price. And then in 2025, Apollo released one of the most anticipated scooters of the year, the Apollo Phantom 2.0 in a 60-volt 2.0 Stellar Edition. And it had all the same spirit and heart that the Apollo Pro had, but it was a little bit better with performance, and it came in at a cheaper price. But now, imagine if you took all that heart and soul from all those previous scooters and you came out with something new again. This is the Apollo Explorer 2.0. It's sneaky impressive. And this is Apollo's most affordable scooter, coming in at $849. But don't let that fool you. The Apollo Explorer 2.0 has great mid-level speed, 1600 watt peak power motor, a 48 volt, 13.5 amp hour battery, 10-inch self-healing tubeless tires, front drum plus rear regenerative braking, triple spring suspension, and it has the same throttle and display that you can find on more of the expensive models. They claim a top speed of 25 miles per hour, a range of 37 miles, but we'll test that with a 235-pound rider on our Hilly range course, and we'll do all our other performance testings as well. Hey everyone, Ramier with the Electric Scooter Guide here, and over the past 6 years, we rode and tested over 200 plus scooters, and today I'm excited because what keeps me coming back to Apollo is it's great to see that they're down push their innovation in their cheaper models. So this is affordable under 1K, but to me, it already offers over $1,000 worth of features. But like I said, we'll get all to the performance testing. I won't get offended if you guys skip ahead, but let's start off with the unboxing. All right, everybody, day one with the Apollo Explorer 2.0. Let's crack it open. We get that all open, you guys see it, so you just pop it open, and it comes with a list of instructions on here, video setup. If you click this, Apollo did an amazing job. Shout out to LOI. They have their own set of videos, so I'm probably gonna skim through a lot of things, and I'll leave a link down to that so you guys can watch that full video if you need help. So let's fully pull this out and assemble it. It's almost fully assembled. All right, so it comes with a few things. So in the box, it has the charger, 54.62 amp charger. It's great that this one comes with a label, set of Allen keys, and then the user guide. The only thing you need to do to get this scooter going is put it on the stem. So you wanna bend the wires right here, make sure you got that little groove, and then push it towards the top. So once you kind of get this towards the top, you'll hear it kind of get to the top, and then you want to just set this down on there. So you want to make sure it goes in smoothly. If you're fighting with it or if you feel some friction, that means the wires are running together, so you want to do that over. But honestly, it's quite smooth, quite easy. Here are the bolts over here, so you just want to take these off and then screw those on. It's a reminder to have both hands on the handlebars at all times, because you know, a ton of scooter accidents happen. People would just ride and they let off one hand or like scratch their face or look at something or point, and then they go falling over, but not defective. To hit the top speeds, you must go into the app. And right here is where you can put a quad lock at. It doesn't come shipped like the Phantom. You have to pay for it, a little bit extra. You guys recognize this from the other higher models that Apollo sells, but it's great that they're putting it in every single line. But let's turn this on. Boom, dot matrix display, Ludos. It's about 26.5 inches. All right, so stem to deck height, 38.5. Let's do deck length. So about usable deck space, you have about from 1 inches all the way up to about 24. So I'll say right here, but if you put your foot on this little bump right here, you can get up to 25 inches. All right, so now we're gonna weigh the scooter, 61 pounds. All right, so I have the drag-E connected, ready to go. I'm not gonna have the telemetry on screen because DJI counter days, man. It wouldn't turn on, but I'll put the drag-E data on screen. I'm turned up all the way and I'm ready to go. 1, 2, boom, no kickoff. All right, it's traveling. It seems like I'm at 18 already. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna hit the 25, no problem, which isn't a big surprise. I feel like the 25 is probably software limited top speed. So it's smooth, it's nice, it's going. So we can call it right there. Now let's go in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Oh, I feel like I'm going a little bit faster this way. ESG official top speed for the Apollo Explorer 2.0 is 25 miles per hour. Their claim spec is the actual spec when it comes to top speed, and that's great. It was a smooth, nice delivery of the 25 miles per hour. And as for 0 to 15 acceleration, we averaged out both runs going east and west. We got 4.53 seconds, and it hit the 330 feet mark at 13 seconds, going 24 miles per hour. The Apollo Explorer 2.0 climbed our ESG test hill in 11.36 seconds. Okay, everybody, we're out here and we're gonna start the range test. We have the Apollo Explorer 2.0. It's looking real sleek, it's ready to go. Apollo says it gets about 37 miles of range, but I think at my size and this actual real world hilly range test that I do, it might get around, I'll say, I'm gonna go with 18 and a half. So anything over 15, 18, I'll be happy with. So let's get it cracking. But as you guys can see, it looks nice. I'm so happy we're the first ones to get this to test it out, because if it's great for me, it's great for most riders. But let's get into it. So the test of single motors is really going uphill. This is the stress test part of the range test. It's like, all right, I have some hills. Can you climb up? Can you go up? And for the most part, it takes the hills. It takes the hills at like 22, 23 miles per hour. This feels great. It's not a speed demon, but if you're buying this, that's not what you're looking for in a scooter. I know on the channel, people love the powerful beast scooters, but it's a time and a place for that. But these nimble scooters that go traffic speed, it's always time for those. You can always feel comfortable going in and out of your stops. It's easy to maneuver. You can go on the street, get in the bike lane, and even if you have to transfer to the sidewalk real quick, it's an easy transfer, not too heavy. I'm about 50% done with the range test. I think we went about 10 miles. So if I can squeeze about 10, 11 more miles out of this thing, I'll be satisfied. I'm looking to get over 20. Earlier this year, we reviewed the new Apollo Phantom 2.0 Stellar. That scooter right now, to me, is still one of the best scooters released this year. But it wasn't because it had a crazy amount of speed. Like it went 48 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour almost. But it was all the features and tech that it came with it. And it's great to see that Apollo just took what was great about his high-end scooter and gave it to the smaller models. And then also about the same thing with the regen braking. Not too many times I'm grabbing for the brakes, I'm just hitting the regen button right here. And it's nice, and you can control the intensity. Then up top, you have the dot matrix display, which you see on the higher end models. So it's great that you kind of have that trickle down effect when you go into Apollo. So a good company, no matter if you're buying cars or for myself, when I'm buying cameras, I like a brand that can support me at every single level. If I'm at a beginner level, I'm there with that, then intermediate, then advanced. But the Apollo brand is doing the same thing with its ecosystem. It has its entry level, it's mid-tier, it's top tier, then it's absolutely beast mode type of scooters, but they all have the same technology and they all have the same R&D in it. With 10-inch tires, it's not the biggest tires. I wish they would have went with 11-inch tires, but I'm not mad. It works well. It hit all speed bumps, sticks, potholes, and it's taking it well. And it's a real comfortable ride. Sometimes I think that's understated in scooter reviews, how comfortable a ride is when you're out there and you're riding for long periods of time. If it's an uncomfortable ride, you wanna go home. I've been on the range test, just cruising along, and then I happen to look down, I'm like, oh, I've been riding for about an hour. I tested a ton of scooter, and you'll think that the more powerful a scooter is, the higher you grade it. But sometimes it's just not comfortable to ride. You're always fighting it and always going back and forth. And with this one, it's a smooth ride. It gets you up to 25 miles per hour in no time to where you're comfortable with riding in traffic. And another thing that I don't think that's stated enough, at this price point, you're getting a real beautiful looking scooter. Too many times around this price point, when you're stepping into buying a scooter, you'll get a generic looking scooter. The sleek tubular frame looks real nice, real good on the eyes. It looks super beefy. Like even up here, this whole little frame it feels like it's more solid. Like sometimes when you get scooters, they wobble back and forth, but right here, I feel like it's reinforced. And then they have the stem clamp, and then they have the extra safety latch. And then right here, it's all solid. Then you have the front spring, and then you have dual springs in the back. I don't know, I feel like this compares great to a ton of scooters out there. The Apollo Go is a well one. Like, this is a little bit heavier. It's not meant to be as light as the Apollo Go, to where you can just go on it and pick it upstairs and take it downstairs. But at the same time, you can still maneuver with this as well, going on sidewalks, carrying up a flight of steps. I wouldn't be too mad. I am a big guy and I do lift weights. This will be quite easy for me to carry up and down the stairs, but I also think most people can do it as well. All right, so we're at 10% on the battery, and we're gonna do the acceleration and top speed over again, but it's been feeling good. So let's get this going. Let me get my drag E pulled up. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, definitely slower. Okay, let's say about 20 miles per hour is going top speed. So that's not too bad. The handlebars, they're real soft and comfortable. You can squeeze these for a long period of time and don't get uncomfortable. I'm coming to a stop right now. Let's see. I'm gonna get every ounce of battery out of this Apollo. All right, I'm not going anymore. All right, let's call it. Not bad, not bad. Apollo Explorer. I'm impressed, I'm impressed. We got a total of 21.6 miles on the Hilly ESG range course. This, of course, can increase if you're a rider under 200 pounds. You can expect about 10% more range, but still, the 21.6 miles is great. And one last thing I want to note, during the range test, I had on all the lights, so that includes the headlights, the stem light, and the underbody lights, and those consume a decent amount of battery in the range test, so if you want to get more range, just turn those off. Don't be like me. The controller works well with the battery, giving a more controlled power distribution throughout the scooter. Speed stayed over 20 miles per hour up until the end of the range test. The Explorer 2.0 actually outperformed his brother, the Apollo Go, and even outlasted the new Segway G3 Max by almost 5 miles. Now let's step into the specs and features of the Apollo Explorer 2.0. All right, so let's start up top. Of course, you got the dot matrix display, but you can add a quad lock. It's a payable upgrade that I think you guys should get, because you can just place your phone right here. We have a thumb throttle right here on the right side, one of the most comfortable thumb throttles in the game. If you want to ease into your drive by going like 1 mile per hour, you could. If you want to slam into it and go faster, you can as well. And of course, you can adjust this within the app from 1 to 10. I had to keep mine at 10 because, you know, give me full power, but you can also control the full power 100% at all times. It has 4 riding modes. So you got mode 1, you want to press the power button, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3. But if you want to get into Ludo mode, which is the fastest acceleration mode and the top speed easier, you got to hit the power button 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then show you Ludo right there. But you can make this way easier if you just got on the Apollo app and you just pressed a few buttons. But let's talk about the app for a second. So right here, you can have a display to show you how fast you're going. You can go to basic settings where you can change eco, comfort, and sport mode, put in Ludo. In advanced settings to where you can have a top speed limiter. Say if you only want to go 15 miles per hour for like a kid or something, you'll raise it up to 25. Then they have acceleration and regen braking control. So you can give yourself how much oomph you want when you're driving. So when you click on there, you can go from 1 to 10. It's quite a few other things you can do with your lights, cruise control. The best thing about the app is Apollo continues to do over-the-air updates, not only to their hardware, but to their app. So it's great that you're getting something like this at this price point. But let's check the folding mechanism. It's quite simple. Unlatch the safety latch right here, and then you pop this open, and then this comes up, and this goes down. But look, what this has, and then boom, you just latch that on. And you know, we weighed this, and I'll put the official weight on screen, but it's not too heavy. It's not the most portable thing. If you need to carry this up a flight of stairs, you can do that with the scooter. It's not that bad. And the stem to deck latch is actually quite sturdy. You don't have to worry about it snapping on your face. And sometimes when you're picking up a scooter, you have to find your center of gravity where to pick it up from. But you know, you can pick it up from right here, pick it up from the middle, or you can pick it up directly by the latch itself. It stays strong. I still recommend you find the center of gravity and pick it up. To latch it back on, you just flip it up, put this over here, put the safety latch back on, and I like to just snap it back on. Boom. It has triple spring suspension. So you have a spring right here, and then you have 2 in the back. So you're not really getting offered this much features at this price point, but the Apollo Explorer 2.0 comes with that, and it's great. Now, when I first saw the deck, I'm like, it's not that much space. Where I'm gonna fit my size 13 foot at? When you actually look at it, it has quite enough room. So you can actually put your foot flush on here, and you can put your foot back here. And I rode it for like 2 hours during the range test, and I was comfortable the whole time. The truth is, scooters at this price point is actually quite crowded when it comes to foot space, and not this one. Comes with a 10 by 2.5 inch self-healing tubeless tire. The hybrid tread is kind of mixed. It's good for on-road and like some kind of off-road mixed terrain, but it being 10 inches, I wouldn't do too much off-roading. And they're grippier than most scooters at this price point. The scooter comes with 2 brakes. It has a front drum brake right here, and then it has a back regenerative brake. So, you know, it's not hydraulic, but you can control the regenerative brake in the app. Like I said earlier, you can turn it down to 1, or you can crank it up all the way for 10 for full power. And up top, they have a bell. It has a front headlight up top, and of course, the big beam light is on here as well. It has some deck lights, but not like the deck lights found on the Phantom series. And then the brake lights, you know, once you push the brakes, the lights will come on. Who's the scooter for? Now, if you're someone that's looking for okay city speeds, high tech, a reliable brand, and stylish, but it also needs to be portable and affordable, the Apollo Explorer 2.0 is for you. It's not for somebody that's really looking to be an off-road speed demon, because this is not that scooter. But if you're someone who's looking for a daily driver, something that you can just get up and go to work, go to school, go to a quick store run, ride around your city, and feel comfortable, this scooter's for you. And I get it. I'm gonna get comments that tell me that, hey, this scooter costs $100 cheaper, but it goes 2 miles per hour faster. But I truly think this is the best scooter in the class. Normally, you'll see scooters at this price point with that finicky old design that was used 4 or 5 years ago when the first Segway Max came out. It's a bunch of clones of that. But the Apollo Explorer 2.0 gives you that price, but with great tech, great style, and great backing behind it. I love that Apollo gives the Phantom level experience, just scaled down. This feels like a mini Phantom 2.0, but with all the same heart. That's what makes Apollo scooters different. Every scooter at every price tier got the good stuff. And if you're a baseball fan, when your good stuff is going, you're unstoppable. But if you think the Apollo Explorer 2.0 might be for you, please check the description below, and you'll save a little bit extra money if you use our code RIDERGUIDE. Once again, use our code RIDERGUIDE to save that much more on this scooter. But if you like the scooter and you want a little bit more power, please check out our 2 reviews of the Apollo Phantom scooters. And I'll see y'all next time. And remember, ride safe, wear a helmet, and I'm out.